Hey, how you doing? Dr. Glynn. I wanted to talk today in the video about preparing for the holiday season. Okay, so the holiday season is coming up. There are lots of family functions and parties and things like that to go to, which often make trying to stick to your plan that you've been so successful with up until this point really, really difficult. So I wanted to share a few different strategies, ideas about things you can kind of do around this time of year to try and make sure that you get through it unscathed. So the first thing, what I always tell everyone about the holiday season is the goal of the holiday season is not to lose weight. If you're trying to lose weight over the holiday season, you're going to have a hard time. It's going to be very, very difficult to do that. The goal of the holiday season really is to make sure you try not to gain weight. Okay, so that's really what your goal is around this time of the year. All right, so the first thing, number one, when you go into any sort of family function, a party, things like that, try not to go hungry. All right, when you're on your way and when you go in, try and maybe eat something before you go, to at least have some food in your stomach. When we are hungry, what we tend to do is we tend to make our choices in reaction to our hunger. Okay, which oftentimes leads to us not really making the best choices. So what we want to try and make sure we do is, if we've got some food and that we're not so starving hungry in our stomachs, we're more likely to make better choices because we're not going to be dictated to by our stomachs. Okay, so the second thing is, whenever you're going and there's options of plate sizes and things like that, try to take a small plate. Okay, visually, we're very visual as people. If we see a larger plate with less food on it, we're going to be tempted to put more food on. Whereas if we have a smaller plate, even if it's got the same amount of food as it has on the larger plate, because proportionally it looks different, we're much more likely to be visually satisfied with what we've got on there. Okay. If you're going to a party where there's a buffet or anything like that, try not to sort of linger around the buffet table. Once you've made your selection of your food, try and get away, because if you hang around, you're just going to be more tempted to pick, and you'll be more tempted to go back and fill the plate up for the second time. So it's kind of grab your plate, and if you're going to go and mingle and socialise and stuff like that, try and do that away from the buffet table. If you're going to sort of a party or anything like that, and they do have sort of a buffet type of selection going on with food, before you start loading up your plate, walk around the table and really take in what's there, what options you do have, and then kind of consciously kind of make a decision of what sort of things you want to have. Okay, don't just go and start picking things as you go around the table, because again, you're more likely to fill up that plate more, because you're going to see things that you hadn't thought of, and then they're going to go on the plate, and you're not going to take things off your plate, so it's going to be on your plate and therefore more tempting to eat. So try and sort of do a quick sort of walk around the table, see what you like, see what you're thinking would be good, and then make it kind of like a plan in your head of like, okay, so I'll have some of that, some of that, and some of that, and therefore you're more likely to take the things that you really want rather than have extra things on your plate that you kind of don't want. All right, and then the other thing is, don't be too restrictive. Okay. When the holiday season comes around, like I said, the goal is not necessarily to lose weight, it's to try and maintain weight. And if you are too restrictive of yourself around the holiday season, you could be resentful. It's not going to be fun. It's supposed to be a fun time of year. It's supposed to be fun. So you can indulge a little bit. Again, the goal is not to just take out anything that's sort of good tasting out of your diet. The goal is to try and moderate. So when you do try and have like less, again, like the small plate idea, the smaller fork, the smaller, that type of stuff can help. It slows down your eating. But again, the goal of this season is to still be able to enjoy yourself. It's not to make it so miserable that you hate it. So again, try not to be too restrictive, try not to be too hard on yourself, and try not to set yourself goals that are just going to be too difficult to keep. So the goal of the season is really to try and make sure you get out of it, not putting on any weight. And if you do that, you've had great success. Even if you've only gained a couple of pounds, you still had good success. So the goal is not to lose. The goal is to try and get out of this. And then you can take the year, end of the year, and then you can reset when things are a little bit easier to manage and to get back onto plan. All right. So thanks again. Hopefully you guys will enjoy your holiday season, and there's some tips here that hopefully will help get you through. Please, if you like the video, please subscribe. See a subscribe button up there to the video. There's more videos on the channel. Maybe check those out as well. And also take a look on our website. There's other stuff that might be interesting to you. All right. Again, thanks a lot. Have a nice holiday season, and I'll see you in the next video.